Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Elijah or Black Chicken, and I got a great video for you guys today. As I've been trying to tell you guys, I really want to get more into talking to new artists, people that are up and coming, and obviously they're not getting the love and respect that they deserve. People aren't seeing them for the amazing artists that they are, and this is kind of a chance for me to be able to talk to them and get most of their stories as I can. So today I have the CJ Supreme. It's actually funny how I met him. He had put something out on TikTok saying he's willing to make beats for anybody for a pretty cheap price, $25. And I'll tell you what, guys, he gave me my beat already. And when I tell you this man's got talent, he's got talent. So,
Hey,
but
thank you.
if any of you guys want to check out his socials, all of his socials are CJ Supreme, and the X for the E. I'll put all of his stuff down in the link in the bio. Um, Make sure that you guys check him out. You guys will see fantastic stuff by him. He's also an artist himself. He makes music himself. He has an album coming out this Friday. So if you guys want to stick around, maybe check him out on his socials and stuff like that, and you'll be able to see when that comes out, and you'll listen to a couple of his stuff. So I already introduced him enough. So CJ, I just want to ask you a couple questions. How did you get into the whole music, wanting to make beats and just kind of making your own stuff?
Um, my whole family growing up super musical. I have a cousin. Growing up, they're all like folk singers, stuff like that. Very country on my dad's side of the family, and then more popish on my mom's side of the family. But growing up, my cousins, they were all big musicians. My one cousin. He was signed to this label back in the 90s. He was on the David Letterman show, stuff like that. And just growing up in that kind of environment since like the age of 4, I've been super interested in music. There's videos of me at like 6 years old online. I used to force my brothers to play in a band with me. Um, so there are YouTube videos. If you look up Lotion Bar Bunny homemade band, and then look at the ones from like 13 years ago, there's like a tiny me just jumping around with like a McDonald's microphone with the echo in it, and I'm just like yelling into it. No sense of what I'm doing, just like freestyle yelling into a microphone. My whole family growing up super musical. I have a cousin. Growing up, they're all like folk singers, stuff like that. Very country on my dad's side of the family, and then more popish on my mom's side of the family. But growing up, my cousins, they were all big musicians. My one cousin. He was signed to this label back in the 90s. He was on the David Letterman show, stuff like that. And just growing up in that kind of environment since like the age of 4, I've been super interested in music. There's videos of me at like 6 years old online. I used to force my brothers to play in a band with me. Um, so there are YouTube videos. If you look up Lotion Bar Bunny homemade band, and then look at the ones from like 13 years ago, there's like a tiny me just jumping around with like a McDonald's microphone with the echo in it, and I'm just like yelling into it. No sense of what I'm doing, just like freestyle yelling into a microphone.
That's awesome, bro. So I think what you have great going for you is a lot of people when they decide to be rappers and they want to get into music, it's the first thing that they do. They're like, "Oh, well, I've never been in music," and they just kind of do it just because it's the fad. And obviously from what I've read about you, the music that I've listened to that you've put out, your whole kind of the way that you present yourself and you're ever changing. So your stuff doesn't sound the same constantly. It's very
Mhm.
different. And even when you said that you'd be willing to make a beat of any kind, you made a Post Malone type beat that sounds amazing. You make music that that kind of goes for everyone, and I think that's great. You also, if you look at you have if someone sees you and they're like, oh, this guy's a rapper, you're a face that they're not going to forget. And I think
Yeah.
that's great, and I can clearly tell that you definitely love what you're doing, and that's awesome. I mean, nobody's gonna go out and be like, I'm willing to help other people. There's rappers that don't want to help other people, and it's awesome that you understand the struggle and you
Mhm.
understand how hard it is, and that's why I'm so glad I'm able to have you on today. It's great to be able to talk to you and get a couple things out of you.
For sure, thanks. Yeah, I saw a lot of people on TikTok were mad about it. They're like, "You're destroying the beat industry, blah blah blah. You're the reason I'm not making any money because you're helping all these other artists out." Like they're mad that they can no longer get rich off the poor, and it's like, bro, this is music. We're all supposed to help each other out. You feel me? Like I'm doing this for cheap because I want to see other artists succeed on a level that like they may not have the money to be able to buy these $500 custom beats. I just want to be able to help these artists build the underground a little bit more because if we look right now, the underground scene kind of has been dead the past few years. You feel me? I want to help try and rebuild that scene, help these artists out, do it for a cheap price. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing everything for free. That'll be too overwhelming for me. You feel me? And I mean, trying to make a little bit of cash with
Just
it. You feel me? But gotta make my bread. But all these producers like hella mad about it. And it's like, dude, we're a community. You feel me? You gotta learn to network and be a community based person instead of just capitalizing off of absolutely everything.
yes, yes. So you actually you were in a group at one point, right?
Yo, what? Yeah, yeah. I played in a rock band when I was like 13 to the time I was 16.
So when did you kind of make the switch to rap?
I was into rap back then too. I was actually before that I was a dubstep producer and I did trap producing, dubstep, all sorts of EDM music, and I was really into like uh more like lyrical hip hop. Like I was big into Kendrick Lamar, stuff like that. And I joined a screamo band, like some punk emo band. I was the guitarist and the singer because I've just been music all my life. I don't have like one set genre that I'm just super into. I'd be like, okay, I like EDM, I like reggae, I like screamo, I like pop music. Like I'm just absolute music person. But I was, playing guitar, and me and my friends were like, let's start a band, see where it goes, and didn't really go, but you feel me? And I was doing just producing on the side the whole time, like back like 2015, 2014, just producing stuff on my phone, messing around on my computer. I uh got FL Studio, not pirated, um you know and just started working on beats all the time. And then probably around like 2016, I started seeing more underground artists like X start to blow up, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if I made music like this? This sounds so interesting. So I tried it for myself, and it was, at the time I thought it was great. Looking back at it, I'm like, what the hell is this? But that's when I started getting more into the rapper side. And I was going under the name Lil Planky, like Plank from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And I was just saying absurd shit because that was what was cool at the time. Because
Right.
rappers like Lil Pump and stuff like that were blowing up. You feel me? Like Ugly God. You just where you say absurd shit like rapping about hentai, like stuff like that. And that's what I did. I was rapping about being Ed and Eddie's wooden plank and sipping lean with pulling up with little Johnny. So
Well, I was actually gonna ask that question. So you went from, was it, you went from No This Is Connor to Lil Planky, or was that
mm-hmm.
okay? What
Yeah,
made
no, this
you
is kind of.
what made you go to CJ Supreme?
Oh, hold on. I gotta see if it's here. Cause that man, hold on. I hope I didn't just lose it. No, here it is. So I'm sure everybody remembers this trend from 2017, but
Oh, the headband.
I got the Supreme headband. I used to roll around with my hair pretty much like this, and I'd be little planky at the time still. But my nickname growing up was CJ, so people were just like, dude, like CJ Supreme. You feel me? And then I think when I was like 16, um, I was kind of done with the whole little planky thing. At that point, it was dead. Um, you can only make the same joke so many times before it's like, dude, okay, we get it. You like hentai and doing weird things and running into Walmart naked or something. Like you get it. Like
Yeah.
we get it. You're weird, dude. So it was like I gotta start taking this more seriously. Went through a phase. I found out I had a tumor in my leg. It was like a big cancer scare. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to have an impact on the world. I don't want to be remembered as the dude who rapped about anime titties. So I was like, I'm gonna start doing some more serious stuff. And then that's when I got CJ Supreme, because Supreme could be necessarily anything in a sense of like being on top, somebody who's like a supreme leader, like they're somebody who rules the world. And that's basically, in a sense, what I wanted to do. So I already had that nickname CJ Supreme. So I put the X in there for like Scar Lord or X or like my inspirations type stuff. It's like the unknown numeral. So um, that's how I
Okay.
got CJ Supreme.
I like that. I like because has more to a story than most people would be like, oh, I just picked it because it was my name. So the fact that
Yeah.
you actually have a meaning behind it and it comes stems from something that made you feel, because I'm assuming you could say that the wearing the headband was something that is like, okay, this is I like this. It's almost just like people wearing like earrings. It's just like one of those accessories. You're like, I wear this literally every day. I wear this everywhere. So I think
Yeah.
that's really cool that that's kind of what it stems from. Um, so you changed it. What was 2018? You changed it then?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your friend. It was the you made a what was it called the running with scissors.
Yo, yo, bro, I feel like I'm on a Nardwar interview. People don't be asking me these questions. Are you talking about the cousin diss track?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yo, I'm gonna have to send this to him. I was back at my school, my biology teacher, around the same time I was a little planky, um, she is married to her cousin,
Oh.
and she has 3 kids with him. And we used to bully the living hell out of her in my class. Like, that was a fun ass class. It was terrible because we had her as a teacher, but it was fun as hell. We used to just bombard her with cousin jokes, and it was like a small class of like 7 people. It was like a very small classroom, and everybody in there was friends, and they were all like, CJ, like, you make absurd music to begin with, you got to make a cousin song. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So my friend, he used to play in the band with me. He was the drummer, and we were at a practice one day, and he was in the class too. And we were just like, we gotta make the song. So I just made some random beat on GarageBand, and then we just started freestyling over it until we got something that we liked, and we were like, Lil Planky beat his dick, something something, and it was like, fuck, I don't even remember. That was so long ago. But yeah, so we brought that to school. My friend had speakers, and we blared it in class, and I got in a lot of trouble. Um, but I was then known for the cousin rapper. And if you look at that today, it's not gonna sound good when I'm here talking about fucking my cousin and there's no story behind it. People just hear me rapping about fucking my cousin, but they don't know. I'm not talking about me. I'm not from there. I'm not from Alabama. Don't worry. You feel me? But um, it's about my biology teacher. And then I think later that summer, after she almost failed me, the only reason she didn't is because I went in. I basically was like, dude, I literally get A's on every test, and you're putting in zeros just because I made a song about your cousin. You feel me? Like, you can't do that. So, but we ended up dissing her later that summer when I was CJSUPRXME at that point, and we made Cousin 2.0. Oh my gosh, that's great. That dude, thanks for bringing that up because that's just amazing.
That's funny, dude. So, how I kind of wanted to know more about the whole justice for bangs thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you did a whole hashtag about it, and they was it a whole album you made from it?
Yeah, pretty much. So there was like some false accusations that were made against my friend. Everybody knew they were false. I wasn't there when she claimed that everything like happened. And I'm one of those person that's like always believe the victim, always support them. It's okay to be wishy-washy on things, but like you can't just deny evidence. But that was one of those things where it was like, dude, I was on FaceTime with him pretty much the entire time. Your brother even said that nothing happened because he was in the room playing Fortnite with him. You feel me? Like, you you can't just be salty over a breakup. She was pretty much salty over a breakup and just wanted to get back at him because he was like, listen, I don't really have feelings for you. I'm just lonely. My boy was down bad pretty much, and she was angry about it. But yeah, I can't speak too much on that because last time I did, I got in a lot of legal trouble. But that's like years ago now. Like, we're talking like that's almost 3 years ago now. Um, yeah, so there was that, and it was like justice for Bangs pretty much because she was just trying to like slander the hell out of his name, and then he was on um he was on house arrest for like a whole month because he couldn't afford a lawyer, so he just took a plea deal. Um, we didn't come from a very wealthy area. Being Scranton, Hawley is not the best for wealth. You know, if you're rich, you're definitely not living in Hawley, Pennsylvania. I think we have #1 in the world for like heroin abuse. So you feel me? It's not. So he just took a plea deal, and I was like, this is fucked up, you know. So justice for Bangs, and then I just made a collection of songs about it. Yeah, we just made a collection of songs. I titled it Justice for Bangs, and then pretty much put it out there for the world to hear. Um, it wasn't like something I was like super planning on for a long time. It was something that happened last minute, and I just had all these extra songs that I made, and that was like my first CJSUPRXME project. Um, Running with Scissors was more Lil Planky, but the first CJSUPRXME project was like Justice for Bangs, and that had some of my more underground songs, but that were more popular at the time. Like Phone Calls got pretty popular. Black Wings to this day is my biggest song. That was off that record. That has 15.2 thousand today. My biggest song to the date. Like I don't think I'll ever be able to make a song like that again. Maybe I'll get numbers like that again, but something with that vibe, dude. It's just like I try so hard. And it's like, how did I do it during that time?
Uh,
You feel me? But yeah, that's what Justice for Bangs was pretty much.
okay. So I kind of want to know a little bit about your up and coming album.
Mm-hmm.
So how many songs you got on there?
I have 13. 12 are actual tracks, and then there is one that is an opening.
Okay, I got you. Is there which, in your opinion, which song is gonna be the song that you think most people are gonna fuck with?
Ooh, that's a good question. The single "When I'm Gone" did really well when I dropped it, but I think my favorite off it is Chains, and I'm really hoping that Chains does really good because that one was insane. I showed that to my label, and they went fucking nuts over it. They were like, "What?" And I was like, "Hey, man, I was just in my room making some melodies. You feel me?" But they were like, "This is crazy," and that's one off the album that all the fans have been like super, drop this, drop this, drop this, like leak it, somebody leak this. You feel me?
Okay.
So, I'm hoping that one is the one that pops off.
Well, good. I'm really hoping that you are gonna get some extra people from here because the one I did with my good friend Minko. I don't know if you watched that one. We had 200 views on that, and a lot of people were definitely vibing with all of his music. So I want this community is definitely people that are willing to listen to new sounds, see new people. So I really want to make sure I want to make sure that you're getting the love and people are spreading the love to you as well because you have a great personality, you got great music, your your entire backstory, what you stand for, and everything that you're doing is fantastic to hear, and I love to see that.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, for sure. We making history right now. I'm telling you, this is gonna be like a documentary someday. It's gonna be in a CJSUPRXME documentary. All these people right now, they're gonna be able to be like, "Yo, I saw that interview when it came out." You feel me?
They saw that right away. Well, it was great having you, bro. And like I'm telling you right now, I'm hoping that everyone messes with this video and they check you out and everything because you definitely deserve everything that's coming, bro. You deserve the fame that's definitely gonna come with it. Don't you can't forget me though. If I ever ask for when you're famous and if I'm still small and I ask you for another interview, I'm definitely gonna want another interview in like a year or so after you kind
For
of get a
sure.
couple more things out because I want to make sure that everyone's still doing good. You know what I mean? So
So we put all the homies on. We put
for
all the
sure,
homies
bro.
on.
Is there anyone you want to shout out at all?
Um, Shout out Nora spouse. It's my man's. Uh, Man, shout out little cousin since you brought him up. Shit. JXS. Shout out YWP Bangs. Fuck. Too many people. It's much love to everybody, but my brain is blank at all times. I'm like a walking slug. Just no thoughts, head empty. You feel me? I got monkey brain. But yeah, so
All
much
right.
love to everybody.
Well, it was a great episode, and I'm so glad I was able to have you on. So everybody, all the links are gonna be in description. I'm gonna link all of his stuff. You check it out, please. It would be doing me and him both a giant favor. Uh, if you don't like it, don't be a douche about it. Just don't listen
Break
to
my
it.
heart.
But if you do like it, make sure you spread the love. Show everyone, show all your friends the music. Make sure we get everybody out there. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, and I hope I can see you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks for having me.